So we'll start lying along our tower with our spine resting on the tower, just the arms out to the side, palms facing up. And I've decided that before I start teaching, I'm going to do an acknowledgement to country. It's something that Yoga Australia is trying to bring in, and in light of the issues around the country and the world in the last few weeks, I thought it was a good time to bring it in. I've been meaning to do it for a while. So as you lie there, I'm just going to recognise the continuous and deep connection to country of Aboriginal people as the first peoples of this nation. In this way, I respectfully acknowledge the Ngunnawal people of this land, sea and sky. I pay tribute to the elders past and present, as I also respect the collective ancestry that has brought us all here today. It is a privilege to teach on country, and I hope that our work through yoga supports this land and its humanity. So just starting on our towels, supporting our spine, doing a little bit of thoracic opening today. So we're just lying on our towels. We can have our legs bent if that feels nice, and for my lower back it certainly does. So I just take my feet as wide as my mat and let my knees fall in towards each other, and taking our hands out to the side, just letting our shoulders fall towards the floor. So just some opening across our chest here. And we'll just start our class by just maybe reflecting on that acknowledgement to country, wherever you sit on the Black Lives Matter issues that we're seeing. This is Aboriginal country and Torres Strait Islander country that we're living on. And it's important to just feel the vibrations from that country. Just taking a moment to sit with ourselves and our thoughts, letting everything settle down over our body. Letting our breath start to slow down. Letting our breath start to deepen. So we can experience the deepness of the breath a little bit different here with that rolled up towel lying on our spine. We can breathe in and feel the lungs expand and push down into that towel, softening around it as we exhale. So nice deep inhale, feeling the expansion of the lungs and the rib cage, and then that exhale to allow ourselves to soften, let those shoulders fall down towards our mats. Just taking a few really deep, really slow, really mindful breaths here. Connecting to ourselves and our practice. Always at the beginning of practice, just noticing how we feel without any judgment, without any expectations, without any comparison between how we felt last week or how we feel this week. It's just noticing. Our yoga mats can be like a mirror reflecting back to us how we're feeling, what we're seeing. But while we're on our mats, we just want to notice those without any judgment. Let's take another 4 or 5 breaths here, just sitting with ourselves, coming into our practice. And if we've started to drift away, just bring yourself back to the present moment. We're going to start to move. So with our knees bent, just walk the feet in so that they're about hip distance apart. Bring the hands down so they're a little bit closer to our bodies, still lying palms facing up. And as we inhale, just lift the arms up ahead, overhead, and start to bring them above you with the hands palms facing up, so towards the ceiling. And maybe they rest on the floor behind you, maybe they hover above the floor. So as we inhale, just bring them back down next to our hips. Exhale here. Inhale, just lifting the arms up. Starting to get some glide happening through our shoulder blades and also through our thoracic spine. Exhale, hands come back down. This is just a simple movement. Just inhaling to lift the hands overhead. If that hurts your shoulder, just maybe bending the arms a little. Exhaling, bringing the arms back down. Just flow with that. Nice simple movement. Start to get some mobility through our thoracic spine, our mid-back. A little bit of a massage through the pressure along the towel. Just a couple more breaths. Next time the hands come overhead, just leave them there for a couple of breaths. Just take a couple of breaths. Try and expand the ribs outwards as much as possible. And then let them relax. And then we're drawing the hands back beside our hips, just rolling off to one side, just so you can grab that towel and pop it away for the moment, or use it again at the end of class. Just popping it off to the side. So now we're lying flat on our back, knees are still bent, and we're just going to add our hips in. So as we inhale, pushing through the hips, lifting the hands overhead, and as we exhale, everything comes back to the mat. So that's simple flowing. Inhale, lifting the hips, lifting the arms. Exhale, bringing them back down. And your hips may come up an inch. You might feel warm already and they might be able to come up a little higher. It doesn't matter as long as we're moving. Try to push through our feet, particularly our heels, to engage the back of our legs. And that very lower glute part, remember the connection that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, the very base of our bottoms where it connects to the top of the thighs, that part of our glutes is squeezing rather than the top near our sacrum. Just taking a couple more there. And the next time our hands come up above, leave the hands there, but you can lower the hips. And I want you to walk your feet out about a half a foot further away from the bottom and lift our toes. So we're going to get into our hamstrings. So keeping the arms above the head, maybe bent if that's a bit niggly for our shoulders. If the hands don't come flat, you can always pop your towel along and rest your hands on your towel. So toes are up. Feet are a little bit further away from our body. We're on our heels, and as we inhale, we're going to push through our heels to lift our hips. And as we exhale, bring them back down. To keep the toes up, inhale, push through the heels, lift the hips. So we're getting into the hamstrings at the back of the legs. Just keep flowing with that, trying to strengthen a different part of our body. For most of our practice today, we'll work on the thoracic movement, that mid-back movement. I just thought I'd throw in a couple of curly ones. Just a few more, really starting to fatigue those hamstrings. As always, trying to concentrate on lengthening the breath, matching the breath to the movement. Next time the hips come down, bring the hands down as well. And just come to rest on your side. We'll do a little bit more thoracic opening. So we're going to have our legs bent, reach our arms out in front, palms facing together. Now my head doesn't like reaching the floor, so I'm just going to bring my towel up and use it as a pillow. This multi-purpose yoga tool that you can wash yourself with afterwards. Inhale, draw the top hand across the arm like you're drawing a bow back, and then open up. And then exhale, make a big circle with that top arm, bring it back to the bottom. So inhale, slide the top arm up the bottom arm, across the chest, opening up, keeping the legs together. And then exhale, big half circle back to where we started. Inhaling, drawing our bow, opening up through our thoracic spine. And exhaling, rolling back. Taking 4 more of those, nice and slowly. Just enjoying the mobility. Two more if we're moving nice and slowly. This last one, stay open for a couple of breaths. Then allow that inhale to bring you back. And just swapping sides, so you can just roll over. I'll just change ends. So legs bent, hands stacked out in front of us, straight out from our shoulders. And when you're ready, it's an inhale to draw the bow. So slide the fingers up the arm, across the chest and open. And then an exhale, hands come back in that semicircle. Inhale, sliding open. And returning, just for 5 more. Trying to get some opening through the chest and some movement through that upper back. Been sitting a lot, hunched forward a lot. This can really start to help the movement. And quite often tight thoracic spine, so tight mid-backs, can trigger some neck pain. It certainly does with me. On this next one, when you're open, just staying open for a couple of breaths. And inhale, roll back to the side. And just push up to seated. So we're going to come to seated. So do a little bit of breathing. So you've got this multi-purpose yoga tool. If you want to sit on it just to let the hips have a little bit more space. So just come into a nice upright seated position. So you can have your legs out, you can have them wide. It doesn't really matter. Whatever's comfortable for your hips and your back. I just want to bring your hands to your lower ribs. Just going to do some rib breathing here, and then we'll move again. Breathe in. Try and get those ribs to expand outwards in all directions. And then exhale, let them float back in. Inhale, trying to get them expanding in all directions. Exhale, they contract. Take 3 more. Bring the hands to heart center, breathe in. As we exhale, our right hand will come to the mat. Lift the left one up and lean over. Take a breath here. Try not to let that chest roll forward, try and let it open. And next you inhale, come up, and exhale to the other side. Full breath. Once more each side, inhale, swapping. Exhale, leaning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale to lean into it. Inhale, come up. Bring that right hand to the left knee and the left knee behind you, or vice versa, whichever side you're on. Take a breath. And then to the other side. Just a twist. And then coming to our hands and our knees. So if we've been sitting on our towel, just popping it off to the side for the moment. Coming to hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers spread nice and wide. Just running through some cat-cows. So the inhale drops the belly, lifts the head, draws the shoulder blades down for cow. And exhale, tucking the tailbone, letting the head relax, pushing the floor away for cat. Inhale, cow, nice and slow. Exhale, cat. Just breathing and moving, articulating through that spine. Taking it through some of its movement capacity. You may find when you get to cat, you want to move in a different direction. You may want to wiggle. You may find when you get to cow that you want to move in a different direction. You may want to wiggle. Just feeling into our own bodies and moving with our own bodies. Let's take a couple more. And then finding that neutral spine, we'll do a little bit more thoracic work. So inhale, lifting our right arm up, opening out. Exhale, bending that left arm and threading it through, but without laying it down. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, threading it through. 3 more of those. Try not to move too fast. I've done this one for ages. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hand to the floor. And just swapping sides. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, thread it through. So bend the right arm. Inhale, rise. Exhale, thread. 3 more. Bring the mind's attention to the movement and the breath. Yoga is about so much more than just the movement. Last time, unraveling, and then hands to the floor. Just walking those hands out a little bit further, rocking forward into our hover position and lowering all the way to the floor. And do a couple of Sphinx roll-ups to start to get the abdominals to fire up. So bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, the hands come out front. If this feels too much on your shoulders, take the elbows a bit further away on your lower back. Or your shoulders. Take the elbows a little bit further away. So you can see it changes the angle in my spine. If we can stand it, bring the elbows so that they're directly under the shoulders. I like to have my feet a little wider to give myself some space in the lower back. You can have them closer if you prefer. Take a breath in here, lift the chest like we're doing cow pose. And as we exhale, start to lift the ribs away from the floor, the pelvic bone away from the floor, the pelvis, the thighs. So we sort of come to a hover position on our hands. As we inhale, we slowly lower that all back down and lift the chest again. So as we exhale, we slowly lift the belly button first, the ribs, the pelvis, the thighs. And then as we inhale, we're slowly lowering it back down. 3 more. So exhale, think about drawing the belly in, thinking about switching that core on as we lift up. And as we inhale, using the core to hold us there and not allow us to flop. 2 more. Not easy. Let the chest come to the mat, bring the hands back next to the body. Just push yourself up and back, come back into child's pose and just take 3 breaths there. Just enjoy 3 deep breaths, deep, long, slow breaths. Let the breath come into the ribs again and let some softness come through on the exhale. And then just transitioning up to downward facing dog. If that's in our practice. If we're not doing it today, then hands and knees are fine, or remaining in child's pose is fine. If we're in downward dog, we might want to pedal our feet out. We can also do this from hands and knees if you prefer. Particularly those of us that have been beach walking, the calves can get a little tight. So if you feel they need a stretch, just pause for a breath, stretching down one foot. And then pause for a breath, stretching down the other. Just settle into downward dog just for 2 breaths. Before we walk to the front of our mats. However that happens, doesn't have to be pretty. Let yourself fall down over your legs. Take a moment to check into the body. Inhale, come up that halfway, just normal halfway this time, nice flat backs, shoulders drawn away from our ears. Exhale to fold back down. Inhale to lift, standing. And our hands gather into heart space. So time to move, breathing in. Folding forward as we exhale. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, folding forward. Left leg comes back, right leg stays forward. We drop our left knee. We're now low lunge. Inhale, lifting up. Lean into that back leg so there's a nice 45-degree angle. Exhale, bring the hands to heart. Inhale, just twisting through our thoracic spine. So keeping the hands at heart and just letting that top bit of your spine move towards the right leg. Then coming back to center. Inhale, we're lifting up, reaching up. Exhale, our hands will come back. We're going all the way to the floor. So all the way down, find our Sphinx pose, and we'll do 3 roll-ups. Oh joy, they say. So inhale to lift the chest, exhale to start to lift the ribs, the pelvis, the thighs, the knees stay down. Then inhale to release it, lift the chest. Exhale. Slowly lift everything. Inhale Lift the chest. One more. Strong core is good for a healthy back. Release the chest to the mat, bring hands next to you, and either push back to downward dog or child's pose. Just taking a full round of breath there. If we're in child's pose, just coming up to hands and knees so we can walk to the front of our mat. Take an inhale, rise up halfway, and an exhale to fold forward. An inhale to come all the way up to standing, and our hands return to our heart space. Breathe in, continuing on, folding forward, lifting up halfway, folding down. Left leg stays forward, right leg steps back, and our knee comes to the mat. We inhale to lift our chest. We exhale, hands to heart. We inhale, just twist the top of our body towards our leg. So not bending forward, just twisting. We exhale, bring it back. Inhale, lifting our arms. Exhale, hands to the mat. Find our hover position or make our way to our tummies, however that happens. And return to Sphinx. 3 roll-ups. So inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to slowly lift the body. Inhale to slowly release it. Lift the chest. 2 more. Exhale, hands beside you, and back to child's or downward dog. Just for a breath. Make your way to the front of the mat. Take an inhale, come up halfway. And exhale to fold down. And inhale to rise to standing. And hands return to heart. So once more on each side, breathing in. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up. Fold down, left leg steps back, right leg stays forward, low lunge. Inhale to lift ourselves or up and away from the floor. Exhale to gather the hands into heart. Inhale to just twist towards that right leg. Exhale to untwist. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Knee back and all the way to the floor. Inhale to find Sphinx and lift the chest. Exhale to lift the ribs, the pelvis, the quads. And inhale to slowly set it back down, lift the chest. 2 more. Slowly release this last one. For this round, hands come next to us. Find your way back, downward dog, child's pose, hands and knees. Enjoy that full breath. And again, make your way to the front of the mat. Again, it doesn't have to be pretty, it just needs to happen. Inhale, find halfway lift. Exhale, flow back down. Inhale, rise to standing. And gather those hands to heart once more. Only 3 more of those Sphinx roll-ups to go. Folding forward as you exhale. Rising as we inhale. Folding as we exhale. Stepping back with our left leg. Dropping our knee. Lifting up. Other way. Sorry, right leg. Hands come to heart space. Inhale to twist towards that left leg, which should be forward. And then untwist as we exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the mat and eventually to the floor. Just go through your 3 Sphinx roll-ups, so take your time. Set yourself up. And it's the exhale that allows you to start to lift. Just 3. Last 3. You finish this 3rd one, downward dog or child's pose. Take a couple of breaths this time. And making your way to the front of the mat again. Take an inhale, come halfway up. And exhale to fold down. Rise to standing. And hands to heart. Nice work, guys. Those Sphinx roll-ups are not easy. So we're just doing the same flow that we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. So we'll start at the front of our mats, leaving our right leg forward, just stepping back with our left leg and finding warrior 2. So maybe this week we can come in a little bit lower. We're just going to add on one little thing to our flow this week, just for some thoracic spine work. So inhale here. Exhale as we did last week to find triangle pose. So straighten the front leg, windmill the arms. But this time as we inhale, we're going to roll that chest forward. So the top arm comes towards that front leg. Hold there. Inhale, roll open the chest. Do that a couple of times. So it's an exhale to roll you forward. And an inhale to open you up. One more. Exhale to roll you forward. And an inhale to open you up. Stay there. Exhale. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Let's do this first one slow. Looking down towards our back feet. If that front leg's getting tired, just straighten it out. Looking down towards our back foot. These my words today. And then windmill forward to side angle pose. So the front arm rests on the front leg and the back arm reaches over, pinky finger towards the floor, so we get that stretch through our side body, and without caving in to that front side, lifting up. Hold here, so just doing this one really slowly. And then back, warrior 2 where we started. So we just flow between those. Breathe in. Exhale, triangle pose. Breathe in here. Exhale, roll the chest forward. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, roll the chest forward. Inhale, open it up. Last time, roll the chest forward. Open it up. Sit here for our exhale. And then inhale to reverse the warrior. Sit here for our exhale. Inhale, side angle pose. Sit here for our exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Couple more times through. Inhale. Exhale, triangle. Inhale. Exhale, roll it forward. Inhale, open it out. Two more. Hold here for the exhale. Inhale, reverse that warrior, bend the front leg. Inhale. Exhale, come forward, side angle pose. Hold here. Return to warrior two. When you exhale again, last time through, triangle pose. Inhale to hold. Exhale, roll forward. Inhale, open the chest. Reach the top arm. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, open that top arm. Exhale, roll forward. Inhale, open. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, side angle pose. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Stay here for the exhale. One more inhale. And then exhale, step back to the top of our mats. Ooh, take a breath in. And a breath out. Just do a half sun salutation, so breathing and reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Rolling up halfway. Folding forward. Inhale to lift all the way to standing. And exhale, hands to heart. One more side to go. So leave our left leg forward, step that right leg back. Find warrior two. So it's a reasonably long step on our mat. Heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. And as deep in that front leg as you want to go today, just letting that knee track towards the toe. Stretch the arms out, look towards our front fingers. We're breathing. So do the first round a bit slower. As we exhale, find triangle pose. Allowing the chest to open here. And we inhale to rest into it. We exhale to roll the chest forward. We inhale to open it up. We exhale to roll the chest forward. We inhale, open. Last time, rolling it forward. Opening it up. Hold here, exhale. Inhale, reverse that warrior. So again, stay here for a couple of breaths. Pushing through that back leg, sinking into that front leg, or if we need a rest, straightening our front leg. Lifting that top arm. I like the little finger turned towards the floor just to get that maximum stretch. But we're doing what feels best for our body. And then we transition forward to side angle, not caving into our side, reaching our back arm forward. Again, little finger towards the floor, towards our mat. Front hand facing up, palm up, like we're holding something. Rolling open through our chest. So it's a nice long line from my back foot to my fingertips. Return up, warrior two. So we'll start to flow that for a couple of rows. So inhale here. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale here. Exhale, our chest just moves towards the floor, the arm floats down. Inhale, open. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, open. Exhale, rotate. Staying in triangle. Inhale, open. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, side angle pose. Push through that back foot. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, warrior two. Stay. Inhale. Exhale in triangle last time through. Inhale, stay. Exhale, rolls us forward. Inhale, opens us up. Exhale, rolls us forward. Inhale, opens. One more. Stay open for the exhale. Allow the inhale, transition to warrior, reverse warrior. And exhale, staying here. Inhale, side angle pose. Exhale, staying here. Inhale, warrior two, let's stay here. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, stepping back to the top of our mats. Take a breath in and fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come all the way to standing. And gather those hands into the heart space. Nice work. Just taking the weight into our right leg, we're coming into tree pose with just a little bit of movement through for our upper back. So you can have your toes on the floor, you can have them on your calf, you can have them on your thigh. Create some engagement by pushing the legs together. So push that standing leg in, drawing the top of that femur bone into our hip, but also push the foot into the calf or the floor. So we want to try and keep some engagement here. So from our hands of prayer, we can just twist slightly towards the right and back. Ooh, it's going to be wobbly. Twist towards the left, slowly, and back. See if you can do two more each side. And again, it's okay to have that foot down. Think about that belly that we've been using in Sphinx pose. Try and draw it in like we're drawing it away from the floor to create some more stability through our trunk. And release, shake it off. Oi, that was difficult. It's hard to move and stand, who knew? So left leg this time. So toes on the floor, foot on your calf, drawing the pelvis open here, so that lifted right leg's opening up nicely towards the back of your mat. We don't want to cave into that standing leg, so lifting up out of that hip socket, pressing the legs together before we draw the hands to heart. And then again, start by rotating towards the standing leg and then back. Try and move slowly towards the lifted leg and back. Not fast. Two more each side. Creating that focal point for our minds to try and keep us nice and stable. Remembering our core. Remembering activation in the legs. Nice work. Take a breath in. Fold forward. Stay there. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows, just swaying from side to side. And releasing your hands all the way to the floor, coming back to hands and knees. Like we did at the start, but with thread the needle this time we're going to stay there. So inhale the left arm up. Exhale, thread it through, palm facing up, bend the right elbow. Place it down on the floor, rest the head on the floor. I like to then move my right hand out a little bit further and push the floor away to feel that stretch on the back of my shoulder. So just enjoying this twisted thread the needle. Take some nice deep breaths here. Two more breaths. Next, inhale, bring yourself back up. Reach to the ceiling. Bring the hand down. Before we go to the other side, we're just going to walk our hands out in front and find puppy dog pose. So we leave our hips up. It's like child's pose, but our hips are staying up. So hips above the knees, maybe the head comes to the floor. You've got your towel, you can reach for your forehead if it doesn't feel good. So you can stay with the arms stretched out, or I like to bring my elbows to the mat and bend my elbows and the hands in prayer above my head, just to get a bit more of a stretch through the triceps and the back of the arms. So opening through our upper back, which has been the major focus of this class. Enjoy 3 breaths here. And then release. If you've got the hands in prayer, just release, come back up onto hands and knees. And we'll take the right arm up, thread the needle this time. So lift the right arm, rotate the spine. And then thread it through. So again, I like to move my left arm away from my body so I can push into it and really accentuate the stretch in the back of that right shoulder. Just relax into it, enjoy it for 3 or 4 breaths. Next inhale, we come back, reach to the sky. Exhale, hand to the mat, sit back into child's pose. So make a nice wide-legged child's pose, so knees as wide as the mat, toes together, sitting back on our heels, stretching our arms out. Enjoy 5 breaths here. Nice, long, deep, slow breaths. Just walk the hands in so you can push yourself up either to kneeling or sitting on your heels. Just for a moment so we can grab our towels. And this time we're going to roll it so it's a shorter roll. So it's a nice narrow roll. Just pop that off to the side for a minute and then just come down onto our backs. Draw our knees into our chest. Rock gently from side to side. And then we're bringing our feet to the mat, taking them at least hip distance apart, not hip distance apart, mat distance apart, so really quite wide. And just let the knees both fall off to the right side. So you might feel that stretch up the side of the body. You can take the hands up overhead, palms facing up or out to the side. And quite often it's nice to take the right foot and rest it on the left knee to draw that left knee down towards the mat. We've done this one many times. It's a nice stretch for the outside of the thigh, the IT band. A little bit of the TFL, which is a bit of a nasty muscle. If we get stuck into there with the myofascial release balls, it can hurt. Just enjoy this gentle spinal twist for another couple of breaths. If we've got that right foot on our left knee, we release it, drawing our knees back to centre and just letting them then drop off to the left side. And maybe that left foot comes up onto our right knee. And we use that to draw that right knee towards the floor and maximise that stretch. Release that foot, bring the knees back to centre, and we're going to grab our towels. So this will depend on your upper back and how tight it is. So you can unroll it to make it a little smaller. We want to place it pretty much between our shoulder blades, right in the middle of our shoulder blades, but you can move it so it can be lower or it can be higher, depending on your back. We want to arch over it and really feel that opening through our chest. So again, the hands can come above our head or they can come out to the side. The knees can be bent or straight. I actually find it better on my lower back if they're straight. And you just want to move around it, maybe around your bra strap height. Your spine is your spine and it's going to be different for every person. So place it where you feel. For me, it's not a comfortable pressure. I can feel the pressure there and it's almost like I'm having a massage, but it's not necessarily comfortable, but it's good to open up through this area. So we just want to lie here for about a minute. So drawing that attention back in. Maybe concentrating on the breath, trying not to let the mind distract us. Patanjali, one of the masters of yoga, the writer of the Yoga Sutras, says that yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. So whilst in Western society we practice this very physical yoga, our ultimate goal is to stop those constant thoughts and the chitter-chatter in our mind so that we can convene with the divine, whatever that divine looks like for you. So what we learn on our yoga mat, particularly in these quieter poses, is strategies to help stop the fluctuations of the mind. So drawing ourselves inward, focusing on the ebb and flow of the breath. Letting everything settle down. Just for another 15 seconds or so, about 3 more breaths. And we just want to bring our hands back by our sides, bend our knees, just so we can lift ourselves off that roll. Maybe place it behind our heads and find our Shavasana. So if we're quite stiff in that upper back, we might feel a little bit of a dull ache. It's just getting into the connective tissues there. So we're starting to rejuvenate that. So if we're in our traditional Shavasana, just letting those shoulders roll towards the floor by rolling the shoulder blades underneath ourselves on our back, allowing more real estate in the shoulder to actually hit the floor and allowing for some relaxation in that quite often tense part of the body. Palms are turned up. Our ankles are just falling out, feet falling out to the side. Maybe our eyes are closed. Maybe we're taking a soft gaze, just letting the world become blurry. We return to the ebb and flow of the breath. We just enjoy this Shavasana for just a few minutes. Just disconnecting with the outside world. Disconnecting with our thoughts. Allowing everything to drift by. Allowing the breath to drift in and drift out. Take a moment here at the end of our Shavasana, just to notice how you feel. How the body feels, how the mind feels, how the soul feels. Before we start to move and bring those distractions back in. Just allowing the head to roll from side to side gently. And then some movement to return to the hands and the feet. Drawing that deep breath in, stretching the arms out, the feet away. Start to re-energize. And draw the knees into the chest. Release the lower back and the sacrum. And find your way onto your side. Don't rush. Just take a moment on your side to pause, to reflect, to just be. You can come up to a seated position, whatever's comfortable. Just letting the hands rest at our heart space. Integrity is choosing courage over comfort. It's choosing what's right over what's fun, fast, or easy. And it's practicing your values, not just professing them. Thanks for joining me. Have an awesome week. Namaste.